All right, boys. Welcome to the second episode of the American Mates podcast. I'm here again with Mason, Joey, and joining us tonight for the first time, Noah.
What?
Introduce yourself a bit.
So my name's Noah. I've been a Chelsea fan my whole life, and I'm also Portuguese descent like everyone else. So I support Portugal on the international stage, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
And so everybody knows, Noah is Mason's brother, as I stated in the last episode. And yeah, that's about it. These are the four that you guys will see pretty often. And hope you guys keep enjoying watching the episodes. All right, let's go. Let's get started. First topic today: Erling Haaland's rise to being world class, and what you guys believe the future holds for him. What are you guys' thoughts on that right now?
Well, as a Dortmund fan, as displayed here, I honestly think right now, as it stands on this point in time, March 24th, 2021, Erling Haaland is great, phenomenal, one of the best strikers in the world, even at such a young age. But right now, Dortmund is not complimenting him very well. He's
He's
kind
got
of
to leave.
it's
Yeah,
right as it stands.
Yeah.
Things could change by the time this thing's uploaded tomorrow morning. Like I don't know, things can change in an instant. Maybe something will click, but like I feel like the team is letting him down. Like it's almost like a one man show right now. And on paper, he has such a good team around him, but like even lately in interviews and after games, he's just so frustrated. Like you can see it because I think his hunger for goals and stuff is also a hunger to win, and he's not winning with Dortmund right now.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I
Yeah.
agree. He's definitely proved himself to the world. Like I think everybody would agree that he's
Yeah.
capable of playing at a very high level, and I just think he needs to step into a bigger club to achieve what he wants to in his career.
yeah, I also feel like he can't get too ahead of himself though. Like
Yeah,
he
he's
can't
very
have
young.
that god mentality yet. Like
True.
so early in it.
No.
Like it's one thing to have confidence, but it's another thing to just be like the most cocky player. I mean, I guess it
Right.
benefits some players, but it's not
I
like a
don't
good look on you sometimes.
Mm.
I don't see him I could see him having that confidence, like, in the future, being
Yeah.
a confident person, but I don't know, I couldn't see him being like that, having,
And
like,
I
a god
mean,
mentality.
I don't know if you guys saw it when they drew Cologne, right?
Yeah.
They drew
Yeah, yeah,
Cologne, who's
yeah.
one of the worst teams in the Bundesliga, and he ripped his jersey off and threw it at one of the other players, and
Mm,
that's not a good look for someone
Yeah.
who's young and
That was
up and
yeah.
one of the
coming in the football world.
I mean,
That's not
it's
very
one thing
respectful.
like it's one thing to be frustrated, but it's another thing to like just picture how the other guy felt on the other
Yeah,
team.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
And
That's
Like
like
that's like that's like when Messi took his jersey off and held it up in front of the crowd. It's like, I mean,
hey, I
Messi
mean, that
has
was
made
pretty
a name for
sick. That
himself.
was pretty
Yeah,
sick.
Messi.
yeah, I
Granted,
kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Messi has earned his status, but that's like Messi doing that when he was 17. Like it's not
Yeah.
he hasn't earned it yet.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And even then, I feel
I
like
think
it's different. Like that was kind of the Messi thing was kind of like I'm here, like this is me, and that was like
Yeah.
I'm too good for this club, and just like
Yeah, and
that
Yeah.
was
just
that
ripped
was
it
more
off.
like disrespectful. I think than
It definitely sends a
mm,
message though, but I don't know if
yeah.
it's the right message.
It
I mean,
I definitely think Haaland's gonna leave. He's definitely gonna leave in the future, if
Yeah.
not this summer, probably in January or even,
yeah,
like, the next summer.
yeah.
I could
When
see
I
does
him
his
mean,
he
contract expire?
I, I, uh,
2023.
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna leave this summer because everybody knows he's not gonna stay there the rest of his career. Why is he gonna
Yeah.
waste a year?
All the
Like
top clubs already have their eyes on
Well,
him. And
yeah.
It's like
I
he's
could
got
see Real Madrid signing him,
I
everything.
honestly.
yeah, true. I've even said it before. Like, I think on paper Dortmund should be contending. Like, it sounds wild because they're not,
Yeah.
oh,
but
So good
absolutely.
but
on
because like
paper.
you think like, oh, as good as Bayern are and as bad as Dortmund or as underperforming as Dortmund are, but on paper, like you look at all those players and stuff, there's really no reason they shouldn't be top two, top three in
Yeah.
that league, pushing for
Mm.
the title. Like, and they're just not at all.
But I mean, to
Especially,
give them the benefit of the doubt, they are very young. And if you compare the Dortmund squad now to where it was 3 years ago, it's totally different. Like, they haven't played together for that long.
Like another thing that
Yeah,
I've
that's what I was
noticed.
gonna say.
Another thing I've noticed is
That's
like how is Leipzig a better team than Dortmund when they literally lost Timo Werner?
I
And
think it's just better management.
yeah, at the end of the day, I think
Better.
that's exactly
I
what
think
it
it's
is.
I think it's recruitment too. Leipzig have way more. I think Dortmund have like wicked good recruitment, like like really good young players. But like Leipzig just
Yeah.
have all over the
And
world.
I
They can
think
pull any
To
guy.
to be fair too,
Dortmund shops the name. Like Jude Bellingham is all over the headlines, so they buy him. They don't actually buy the
Yeah,
player for his talent. They buy him for his name.
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, they just always run into this problem where they're supposed to be good and they aren't.
Yeah.
yeah.
they're not doing
Ever
too
since
bad in the
Klopp
Champions
left.
League though.
No. All
But
right, boys, on to the next topic. To
That
the other
sound is
top
so loud.
striker, to the other top striker in the Bundesliga. We're going to be talking about Lewandowski. Question of the day is Lewandowski in the conversation as being the greatest striker of all time? Me personally, I think yes. I think what he's doing is so unreal to the point where people just think it's normal. And
Yeah.
we're in like we grew up in an era where all the media and stuff gave the like attention to Ronaldo and Messi, and they're slowly trying to change it to Holland and Mbappe. But it almost feels like they're skipping a step between like Lewandowski, Neymar, and like even if Hazard hadn't left Chelsea and he was still
Oh
good,
yeah.
I'd say he'd be in that conversation too.
true.
The thing is,
Absolutely.
I just feel like the media is like just treating this like it's normal
Yeah.
when it's
Yeah.
not. But what do
I
you guys
definitely
think about it?
think that he's probably the best pure striker of this generation. And I mean, people will say, "Oh,
Definitely.
Ronaldo played left wing for half of his career, so it's different." I'm talking about like a pure striker. I think he's the best in our generation. Like, especially the last 3 or 4 years, the numbers he's put up is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I agree. I think in terms of being like overall GOAT strikers, I say probably give him like 1 or 2 more years at this pace, and then I do think like Noah said, he's probably the greatest pure striker of our generation, probably the greatest striker in general of our generation. But I was doing a little bit of research into like some other opinions and lists and numbers, and there is some things that sometimes you might glance over. Like I mean, like the list considered Pele and Eusebio strikers as well as Cristiano. So it's kind of it depends who you consider like a striker in that sense, and like
Right.
because like Noah said, he's not really considering Ronaldo as a striker in his mind. But
Yeah, but other people
I
do.
think give him a few more goals, like 50 more goals, which at him is like a one season thing at this rate. So
Well, how about this?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a question inside the question we're answering. But take Ronaldo and Messi out of the game. Is Lewandowski the greatest goal scorer
right now,
of our generation with
probably.
minus Ronaldo and
Of
Messi?
For sure.
of our generation, yeah. There's
And
Yeah.
I think Lewandowski is like the complete striker where he's pretty much good at everything. He
Yeah.
can hold up the ball. He's decently fast. He can definitely finish from pretty much anywhere on the field.
How old is
Where
he
like,
now?
like Luke
31,
like
yeah,
32.
I want to say 31.
31.
It's just amazing for someone his age.
It's
to have-
crazy too. I feel like a majority of this is the fact that like how Christian Pulisic, like it's not as bad, but like how Christian Pulisic gets overlooked because he's American. I feel
Right.
like if Lewandowski was Brazilian, he would get all the hype. Or if he was like
Yeah.
Yeah.
French,
Yeah,
or
Polish.
I was
It's
just thinking
German
that
or
exact thing.
something.
It's very
He's
hard
definitely the
being
greatest
Polish.
Polish player in history, without a doubt.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Probably.
he's
I
he's
think
something else.
also in terms of personal accolades, it's obviously there, like all the goals and stuff that he's constantly getting. I think the other thing that helps back it up too is he's won a lot of trophies, and we all know if you're a real fan of the sport, you know he would have won the Ballon d'Or had it not been canceled. I think that
Yeah.
really would have helped his case for being one of the greatest or the greatest strikers of all time.
Yeah.
Uh, and he's probably going to win the next upcoming one as well. He's just playing out of his mind. He's on a team winning trophy after trophy after
If
trophy,
they
being the
win the
leading scorer.
Champions League, he deserves it.
Yeah.
I think he deserves it regardless. He's about to break a
Yeah.
record that no one thought anybody
I
was
saw
ever
a
gonna break.
crazy
Yeah.
stat. I saw a crazy stat this morning when I was reading, and it was saying that he, out of all Champions League players that have played in at least 10 matches, he has the best goals per minute ratio in the Champions League, and it's like 82.
Yeah, it's
So
ridiculous.
he averages a goal per game in the Champions League.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's probably
Crazy.
gonna
Yeah.
win the Ballon d'Or like a couple times. But I wouldn't say like obviously like 5 times, but he would probably win the Ballon d'Or once or twice after Ronaldo, even like now and after Messi and Ronaldo retire too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, what he's doing is just unreal. Like over the weekend, I was watching them play against Stuttgart, and
Yeah.
they go down to 10 men, and it's almost like they got better. Like
Yeah,
the
he scores a
team,
hat trick out of nowhere.
he scores a hat trick, and then he gets subbed off by the 60th minute.
Yeah, it's
It's
insane.
ridiculous.
A first
All right,
half
but
hat trick at that.
Yeah, that concludes that topic. On to the next. We're gonna go with our early Euro predictions. Mason, if you want to get us started.
Yeah, I did a little bit of a picker thing before we recorded, so try and get myself an idea. Right now I'm kind of picking with my heart over my head. I'll have to see as it gets closer. Right now I do have Portugal going all the way and winning it. I actually think the semifinals is going to have 3 people from that group in Germany, France, and Portugal. Just the way I happen to pick almost every time I've done it up to this point. Germany, France, and Portugal all end up in the semifinal, regardless of who the 4th team is there with them. They're all
It's a
really
hard
good.
group.
That'll be an interesting group to watch for neutral fans and fans of the countries
Who's
for sure.
It's Hungary's the 4th one in
Hungary
the
is the
group,
4th
right?
team,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
that's a
isn't
group.
isn't bad. Don't
Isn't a
count
bad
them
team.
out.
Yeah,
They're not a
definitely
bad team.
don't sleep on them. Definitely don't sleep on them.
All it takes is them beating one of those big 3 teams, and they could get in.
Even tying 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys remember when Costa Rica was in a group in 2014 with in the World
Yeah.
Cup? It was like Costa Rica, Italy, England, and I think Uruguay might have been that last team. They ended
Yeah.
up coasting through it and got first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
It's just like that's what I was mentioning earlier. Like Hungary, I mean, all these teams have 11 players on the field. Anything
that
can
are
happen.
considered the best players from the country. So
Exactly. Like they're gonna
You
field
never
their
know.
best teams. Every team's gonna have to play their A game, and you just never know. Like Portugal plays Hungary first, but I don't know who. Like Hungary's third match, I don't know who they play against. I don't know if it's Germany or France, but whoever it is,
It's
they're gonna be exhausted
I think
from
it's
the past
Germany.
2 games. Yeah, it's just
It's
anything
a
can
winnable
happen.
game.
All right, on to you, Joey.
I think people definitely when people think of who's gonna win the Euro, they think of England, Belgium, and France. I think people are kind of underestimating Germany just because of their poor World Cup thing and their recent games. They haven't played that well either. But I think still they're gonna have Sané, Gnabry, and Werner up top. I think that's gonna be pretty scary to play against. Definitely. And they're
Definitely.
gonna have Sula and Boateng at defense. Neuer still pretty good. I think they could make a run at least.
Yeah, Kimmich is still good too. Arguably
Yeah.
one of the best
Kimmich,
sixes in the
Goretzka.
world still.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And Havertz. They
Yeah.
got a lot. They got a lot.
He has time to get himself going.
Yeah.
True.
Noah, you can continue on.
So my Euro pick for the winners is a team that's they've gone under the radar ever since they won the World Cup in 2006, and it's Italy. And I'm picking Italy because they haven't really been big on the international stage the past few tournaments. But if you look at the youth that's coming up through that team, you have Chiesa, who in the past 6 to 12 months has become one of the best strikers in the Serie A. You have Moise Kean, another young attacker who's showing his talent on PSG. And then you have Donnarumma in net, who's still extremely young and is doing really well at AC Milan. So I think Italy can really push for a Euro win here.
Yeah, this is going to be Donnarumma's first international tournament, right? Because they didn't
as the
make the
starting
World Cup.
keeper.
Yeah.
Damn, that's going to be exciting. I mean, it's going to be kind of like a redemption tournament for them.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Same with Netherlands too. But
You guys think Sandro Tonali will get called up? I know, right?
Yeah.
As we
Yeah,
speak, he's playing the U21 Euro, so I
He's-
wasn't sure.
No,
No, there's going to be guys that get
he's
called
been
up for
called up.
both.
Right.
Yeah, true.
He's been
Just
already
got
called up for
delayed.
Is
Italy.
Chiellini gonna play?
I don't know.
Probably not. I think
Zlatan will
He
be
might
there.
actually, because I heard something.
Yeah.
I heard something that 2022 is going to be Chiellini's last World Cup, so I don't know.
All right, let's get Sam's prediction
He
in
could
before we
play.
run out of time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. This is like, it's from the heart, but it's like, I'm not being biased either. I do really think Portugal has the best shot. I think this is the best team Ronaldo has ever had around him for Portugal. I think
Other
this
than
is the
probably like
first time.
2004, just to throw that out there.
Yeah. But this is the best team Ronaldo has captain.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And I don't put it. This team's up there with that 2004 team, and I also do think this is the first time in Ronaldo's career that the national team is better than his club team.
Yeah.
That's for certain.
There's a lot of
They
talent in
could definitely
Portugal
do
right
it.
now.
There's so much depth right now.
Yeah. All right, on to the fourth topic, boys. Sporting and Rangers are on the verge of having invincible seasons in their own domestic leagues. What do you guys think about that?
I'll admit I haven't been like keeping an eye on Rangers too much. I have been following Sporting a lot closer. I think Sporting, as a Porto fan, they've got it going on right now. Like they're for me one of the hottest teams in the world right now. Even though they're outside of like the top 5 leagues, like they're playing amazing. They're winning and winning. They got a great youth. Like a lot of youth involvement and winning is just like it's really impressive, and I think their manager is one of the best out there right now, and I think him and Gerard are both going to be finding new homes soon because they're both doing bits as coaches right now.
Yeah, Ruben Amorim is definitely up and coming. I mean, he proved it last year. He took that Braga team and he did pretty well with them, I'd say. I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't have a lot. He had Trincão and he got a lot of headlines. And he did have, I'd say he had average Liga NOS players around that.
Yeah.
And he did pretty good with them. I mean, he proved that he could win games. He won the Taça da Liga with Braga last year.
Right.
He comes to Sporting this year. He plays the youth. After Port still has a super team, Benfica spent over 100 million on players
Don't
from
get
other
started on that.
countries.
I'll get angry.
And then he gives the youth a chance, and they just prove that it's coaching. I mean, he already won the Taça da Liga already with Sporting this year.
And they're on track to win the title.
They're on track to win the title. They're still invincible. I mean,
Yeah.
they have it. They have it all right now.
Not to mention, kind of like merging topics here in a way, but Nuno Mendes had a great performance for the Portugal senior team today on his debut.
I think he was
Yeah,
the best
he did.
player on the field today.
Yeah, I agree.
Besides, like, best Portuguese player, the best player on the field was that Azerbaijan goalie.
Oh my, yeah, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
unreal.
He had
might-
14
14
saves.
shots today.
He might be
Yeah,
finding
crazy.
himself a
Yeah.
new home this summer.
Yeah, I could
I
see
mean,
him
if he
going
keeps
to a
playing
Portuguese
like
team.
that. Yeah.
I could see a Liga NOS team scout him and buy him for like 600K.
But I mean, obviously we're all Portuguese, so we're all gonna acknowledge and appreciate Sporting season. But I don't know about you guys. I can't speak for you guys, but I like the Scottish Premiership. I like Celtic in that league, but they're not having a great season this year. The ownership is kind of going down the pipes, and the supporters aren't happy. But Gerrard comes into this Rangers team with very little managerial experience. And mind you, this Rangers team is not anything special. They don't have any superstars. And he takes this team and brings them to an invincible season. Arguably one of the best seasons Rangers have ever had in club history. And he's going to win them a title. And I wouldn't be surprised if Gerrard has job offers from top clubs this summer.
Oh yeah, he's 100% gonna have job on.
I think that Steven Gerrard is probably going to stay at Rangers at
Maybe
least
one
2 more seasons.
Yeah.
I think he's going to stay because I think he's definitely, as a manager, he's definitely holding out for the Liverpool job. And I don't know. I don't think he would want to go to another
He
team.
might
I
not
think
be
he would
ready
rather
to
just
move on yet.
yeah. I think he'd rather stay at Rangers, win like three in a row or whatever, win like a bunch more
Yeah.
trophies. And then when Jurgen Klopp finally if he keeps doing poor, finally steps down, Steven Gerrard will probably take over.
Yeah,
I
I
can
mean,
see that happening.
I do think Rangers team has a couple guys that could play in other leagues, like Ryan
Oh,
Kent and Tavernier at right back, I should say.
Yeah.
They
But I'm
got
saying
that. They
it's
got
not
that
like
Colombian, I think,
it's not like
Morelos.
Celtic. Like Celtic every year they have
Yeah.
like a couple of standout players that are
Yeah.
like world class.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
just look at this Rangers team and it reminds me of that year that it's like very unrelated, but the year Chelsea won the Champions League. It's like you look at that team and we think, wow, that team's good because they won the Champions League. But going into that tournament, that Chelsea team was nothing.
Yeah. No.
Like nobody
They
thought
weren't.
they were gonna win. And it's
No.
like going into the season, everybody said, "Oh, Celtics gonna win the title again," and Gerrard proved them wrong.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's
That's what-
nice to see.
Yeah.
All right. On to the fifth topic, boys. Should Jose Mourinho be worried about his job? What do you guys think about that?
I do think they've been underperforming in some cases, but I kind of looked at it. It's probably not as drastic as it seems. You hear the name Jose Mourinho, you think winning, you think trophies. You were kind of expecting him to take this team because, admittedly, Tottenham has like a lot of talent, great players, Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, just to name two. Like obviously, there's
And
many
Bale
more.
now?
Yeah, Bale. I could go on and on, but you would have expected them, and especially the way they started, like in first at the beginning of the season, you expected them to do something special. And like sixth place right now, it's less than ideal, but I don't think it's that drastic that he should be like fearing he's gonna lose his job. Like in their last 5 Premier League games, I think he won like 4. It was a poor way to exit the Europa League, though. That
Yeah.
was a bit embarrassing, but
I think
uh,
this has happened so many times where he's just been so unlucky with his teams in
Right.
recent years. It's the same thing.
And I
It's
mean,
he
it's gonna get
starts
to a
off
certain
good.
point. Yeah, he usually does start off really good. That's the thing. And I think his problem is he falls out with the players, and it
Yeah.
causes instability in the team.
Because he
And
has that mentality and players some players don't get along with him. It's obvious. You could even see it in the Tottenham documentary, for example. Danny
Right.
Rose left the club, Christian Eriksen, they didn't like him.
They're
He
trying to
has that
force Dele
he
Alli
has,
out now.
yeah, he has that mentality, and if you don't get along with him, he's not going to play you and stuff. And it's just like sometimes it seriously looks like the players just stop playing for him.
Right. And I feel like that's a
I
problem recently. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, he has a great reputation of winning, but I feel like his past 3 or 4 seasons have just not been up to his standards. And I
Yeah.
don't know if it's his fault or if it's his players.
Yeah. Joey, what were you gonna say? I know you were trying to get a word
I
in.
feel like this always happens with Jose Mourinho. He'll come in, start off like bringing in players. He starts doing really good. Then it's kind of like a fall off, and then everyone's like, okay, Jose Mourinho's done. He's gonna get fired. And it's always a cycle. It's always happened at Man United. He would win like 10 games in a row and then lose one to like some crap team, and then it would be like, oh, he's done. And I feel
Yeah.
like Jose Mourinho deserves like the
I mean,
respect
he's
that he
one of the
gets, and
best of all
Sweet.
time.
Right.
Like,
Sweet respect.
yeah.
3 premierships. Respect.
I don't know. I feel like that's not just a problem with Jose Mourinho. I feel like that's a problem with today's day and age in soccer. It's
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
teams will lose
yeah.
5 games, and it's like
Oh,
it
manager
doesn't
out,
matter how
manager
you
out.
do. Like for example, Bruno Lage on Benfica, he took over Benfica after a great manager left in Rui Vitória, and he didn't really sign anyone. He just brought up players from Benfica B. He gave João Felix a
Yeah.
chance. He gave Florentino Luis a chance. They were dominant. They made it to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, which I'd say is pretty good for Benfica standards. They won the league. All of a sudden, the following
Did they win a
season,
Tasa that year?
I
Or was it
no,
Porto?
no, I don't think they won any Taças. But the following season, he starts off good. COVID hits, and then they come back from COVID, and he starts losing some games. He lost 4 in a row, and he got sacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
what happened to the year and a half's progress from before?
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
I think
and it's
ridiculous.
Jose
just
Mourinho is like a good player coach, like player
Right.
manager. I think he
he's
manages
a good
players really good.
motivator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he got Drogba to become one of the best players of all time,
Yeah.
and he wasn't that like he was good. Obviously, he was
I'm
doing good at
surprised you said
Marseille,
that.
but
He wasn't
he
world
wasn't
I'm
class
like that
though.
surprised.
good.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised you just called Drogba one of the best of all time. I don't think
He
I've ever heard
is.
you
He
say
is.
that.
He is good.
That
And then now he's gotten Harry Kane
yeah.
to top goal scorer and top assister at the same time.
And I mean, obviously, I don't know that much about like coaching soccer and big teams because I've never done it.
Yeah.
But it seems to me that Jose Mourinho's tactics are extraordinarily outdated. It seems like
Yeah.
he's been playing the same kind of football with the 4-2-3-1 formation for like 6 years now.
Yeah, it worked. I mean, I don't know. We'll see in the next coming weeks. On to the next topic, boys. We're just gonna go over our picks for who we think is having a pretty underrated and under the radar season. I'll let Noah start off for this one.
So my pick for this is Memphis Depay. I think he's having an outstanding season. He kind of was forgotten about after his stint with Manchester United. He has 23 goal contributions and 30 league appearances this year, and he's one of the main factors contributing to Lyon's title challenge this year. They're only 3 points off first place, and it's mainly because of him. He's playing fantastic this year.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey, if you want to continue on with that, or
Um,
Mason, either one of you.
Go ahead, Joey.
Mason. Okay. I chose Charles de Catalier, a young player from Belgium, plays for Club Bruges. He has decent stats: 10 goals, 10 assists in 30 games, which is okay. He's only 20, but the only reason I picked him was kind of because he's getting called up for Belgium now, and I think to get called up for Belgium with the team they have is pretty good, and like
Where the
definitely
hell
they've
did
called
you
up.
find this one?
Yeah,
Joey's secret Wonder Kids notebook.
dude, let me-
like, where'd you find this one? You've
Where'd
never
I
talked
find this?
about him.
Just
I
wait.
saw
Next
him in
time we play
FIFA.
Football Manager, we're gonna see Joey trying to
Dude.
sign him.
Dude, I saw him in
Oh,
FIFA last year, and now I saw him again in this year. And then I started looking at him, and he got called up. Saw that he got called up for Belgium the past 2 times for the first team, and he's probably gonna play in the Euro. And he's linked with Dortmund, Leverkusen, Milan, Atalanta, and Lazio right now. And I think that would be a good buy for Dortmund, especially with Marco Reus getting old.
yeah.
But he's pretty tall too. He's 6'4", but he plays like
Oh my
Cam, so
god.
it's weird.
That's huge.
Yeah,
Jeez, that
dude,
is
he's
weird.
That's center back height.
I know,
dude,
that's so
he's
weird.
huge.
They should
But
convert
yeah,
him into a striker.
you
The
can.
next Holland.
Dude, him and Holland next to each
We,
other.
we won't talk about next Hollands yet, though. It's too early for that.
Yeah, no.
The next Holland.
The next Holland is maybe his
The
cousin
next
or
Holland's a
whatever it
couple
is.
decades from now.
Dude, remember when Quaresma was the next Ronaldo when Ronaldo was 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh my
funny.
god.
Mason, if you want to continue.
Actually, kind of tying into what we were just talking about, Harry Kane, I think, is honestly, you're not hearing a lot about it because the team as a whole is underperforming, but he's normally a name you would hear a lot more, especially with the season he's having. He's in contention for top goal scorer and assister of the Premier League. And even, I'm looking at his stats now, Europa League, he's got like 5 goal contributions in 5 games, even though they just exited early. He's got a goal in the Carabao Cup, the EFL Cup, depending what you want to call it. The Europa League qualifiers, he had like 6 contributions in 3 games. He's putting up crazy numbers, and he's definitely like the leader of that Tottenham team, and probably the leader of England for few years to come. And I feel like he's just not getting that much attention. Like you'll hear a stray comment here and there on social media, but other than that, I think he's playing amazing as like an individual, and nobody's really talking about it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I started thinking about him in the locker room, and I almost started laughing.
No. That documentary.
That accent, oh man,
Oh,
gotta love it.
The golf balls. All right.
Anyway.
My pick. My pick was also Harry Kane, but I figured it was going to be said by one of you, so I had picked another player who I think is under the radar right now. I'm going with Thomas Suchek, or however you say it, Suchek from Czech Republic in West Ham. I mean, for a center mid, whatever you want to call him,
Messed up the
he
screen
can
for a second.
score.
Oops.
Huh?
I messed
Yeah,
up the screen
definitely.
for a second, but it was
Ah.
only like 1 millisecond.
It's all good. He just scores like constantly. I feel like he just scored a hat trick today.
Yeah.
Like that's
Went totally
ridiculous.
unnoticed.
He's
a
a top
center
goal
defensive
scorer for
mid,
West
and
Ham.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
like he's a center defensive mid. That
How
is
old is he?
ridiculous.
25.
Let me
Yeah,
check
I was
it.
gonna say he's only mid-20s,
Yeah,
right?
he's 26. He's 26.
I'm surprised bigger clubs haven't tried to buy him yet. I mean, they probably have behind closed doors, but it hasn't been made a rumor.
Yeah, probably. All right, boys. On to our next topic. Will Liverpool be back in the title race next season? Whoever wants to go first for this one.
I guess I'll start. So, I mean, obviously, it's hard to predict what's going to happen next season. But if we're talking about like today, what I don't think Liverpool's going to be in the title race next year. Maybe I think they're just barely in the conversation for top four. Even with Van Dijk back, it's going to be hard for him to play at the same level he was at before the injury. Because when anyone gets that injury, they're never the same after. And then when you have young teams like United and Chelsea who are getting better week in, week out, obviously Thomas Tuchel's brought in a period of stability to Chelsea. And if they can continue that into next season, I think they'll challenge for the title. And I can't see Liverpool keeping up with City, United, and Chelsea next year unless they do some serious business in the transfer window.
Yeah, they got to spend some money. I don't know what they're holding
Yeah, they
on
have
to. They got to spend money.
And like
Yeah.
Joey always says, they won
Yeah.
the Champions League. Where'd all that money go?
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know.
I-
And they just won the Premier League. Like, where is this
Yeah.
money going?
They're probably like
Thiago?
waiting till
That was
they
a bargain.
see more weaknesses in their team. Like, because right now they still have that same Champions League winning,
Yeah.
Premier League winning team
Yeah.
for the most part.
And I mean, clearly
So-
they have a depth problem. If one injury like that really shakes up the club that bad, they clearly have a
Yeah.
depth issue.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Liverpool's a team you love to hate, honestly. Like, speaking with my mind and not my heart, I do think they'll be back in it next season. An underrated factor that could play into it is if fans are back, because Anfield, from what all the players say, is it's a hard place
So
to go and get 3
scary.
points.
So scary to play at.
It's a hard place to get 1 point even at times. Like, and the way they play, their fans are very passionate. It's hard to win there. I think if fans are back next season, they'll be even better. As stupid of logic as that might be, I think it'll definitely
No,
make a
I
difference.
agree
No,
with
I
you on
can
that.
see that.
Joey, what are you thinking about Liverpool next year? I know you can't stand
I-
them.
I think the same thing. I think if Liverpool don't buy anybody, if they don't dip into the transfer market, they're going to be in trouble. They're selling Wijnaldum. They're going to need a new player like that who's a number 8 that's going to try to get in the box and also go in for goals.
Diogo Braz.
Just the
Why?
just their forwards in general. Their forwards in general need to just step it up. Mohamed Salah's top goal scorer in the Prem. Sadio Mane's nowhere near the numbers that he was getting last year. Firmino's not even a question. No, it's just Salah at this point.
Yeah.
It's just Salah.
You know, I feel like they will come back. I feel like
Yeah,
I feel
think
like
they
those
can.
players
They have the
I feel like those
opportunity.
players played so good the year before. I do think that they faced a lot of adversity this year.
Yeah.
Van Dijk hurt, then Joe Gomez got hurt, Fabinho. The list goes on and on. They did have to
Allison's
deal with
father
injuries.
passed
Yeah.
away and he went through some
Allison's-
bad form.
Yep, Jurgen Klopp's mom passed away. He wasn't able to go to Germany to visit because of the COVID laws and stuff in England. They've had to go through a lot this year. Like
Yeah.
they really have.
I definitely think that because of the pandemic and all the struggles that each club has had internally this season, I really think next year is going to be one of the most intense and competitive Premier League seasons we've ever seen.
Yeah, I feel
And
like
I
everybody's gonna
think
want to.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna be so much hungry.
I think next year is going to be that season that I always talk about, where I wish it was one of those years where the title was actually decided on Championship Sunday. I think we might have one of those seasons next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Unless City goes and buys Holland and just runs away with the title again.
yeah. Honestly, if that happens, guys,
Might be GG.
I say we just pack our bags, and just go support another team. That's not a prem.
I say
I'll go
Chelsea.
support West.
Like,
I'll go support West Ham with Jesse Lingard.
dude,
Hey,
that
and
won't
if
even be fair.
like that, like when
Genuinely.
we were reading that
It's like they
article
turned
earlier
on
today.
sliders in FIFA.
UEFA wants to get rid of financial fair play, so who knows what City's gonna do if they
At
get
that
rid
point,
of
I say London,
Dude.
London declares itself an independent nation and starts their own league. Just
Yeah.
that. They
Chelsea.
could. There's
and-
enough teams.
Chelsea
Yeah.
Chelsea
can
will
win it,
dominate
hopefully.
that.
Yeah, but just a quick recap before the time runs out. Liverpool definitely needs to hit the transfer market to challenge for the title next year.
Yeah.
Fair
All
take.
right,
Yeah.
on to the last topic of the day, boys. We're gonna go over 3 notable results from last week. Normally we do it over the weekend, but there weren't too many interesting games over the weekend. It was a lot of cup play and stuff. So we're gonna go to last week. Starting off with Dinamo Zagreb's Europa League comeback against Tottenham. They down 2-0, losing in London.
Manager in jail.
I was gonna say that.
Did you?
I was gonna
Yo,
say that.
did you hear what he did?
What?
It's like, it's some like 007 shit. He made an offshore account, tapped into the Dynamo Zagreb bank account. It was taking half of the transfer budget every year.
Wow, I didn't look into it.
The club never found out, or were they letting him get away with it?
They finally found out. I don't know, but then he got sent to
Oh,
jail for like
man.
4 years.
That's funny.
My God.
That's
my
like how every
gosh.
year they say Messi and Ronaldo are getting in trouble for tax evasion, but they never
Yeah,
do.
it always happens.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back onto the game.
Yeah.
Orsic, unreal, unbelievable
Hat trick.
performance.
One of them was in
He played.
extra time, right?
Yeah. He played
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
He looked like he could go to another club.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
fast and he can dribble and
Yeah.
he can put the ball in the back of the net. Pretty good. So I'm just surprised with everything.
Obviously,
that
for
happened.
for
just
Tottenham,
the
that
best
is
Mourinho
totally
thing.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Totally embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Watching that game felt like watching Man United in 2018. Like when Man United lost in 2018, you just knew they were going to lose because they would be passing the ball in the back for 20 minutes, and that's exactly what Tottenham did. They passed the ball
Yeah.
around, they would lose it, or Orsic would go down the field and score.
Mhm. All right,
Oh, it was bad.
on to the next game. We got Chelsea booking their trip to the Champions League quarterfinals. Big performance from the boys.
yes.
It was great to see them out there again. A couple suspensions and injuries, still played well. Atletico didn't do anything the entire game. I don't remember a single chance that I remember being scared of it going
It's
in.
classic Simeone football. Sit back and watch.
Yeah, it was pretty.
João Felix has to get off that team. I just want to say that right now.
Yeah, for sure. He's got to
He
leave.
does not belong in a club that plays that style of football.
He's got to leave. 100%.
Should go to Man City.
I don't really
No,
remember
he
my
shouldn't.
exact prediction in the
Just
last
go to
episode
Wolves.
regarding that
Aw.
game. I think I kind of thought that like it would be an interesting game, but Atletico could surprise. But I didn't really make a clear prediction. But I wasn't expecting that. Like I was a little nervous going into it. I thought it would be a little closer, but like you said, there wasn't really a time where I was nervous. It was nice to see Pulisic come on and get an assist, and Emerson to get the goal.
Yeah,
But
on his first
that was
touch.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
Emerson 1 touch, 1 goal. That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no,
I
it
mean,
was
if you
good.
asked me
I'm
3
happy.
months ago if Chelsea was going to beat Atletico in the round of 16, I would tell you no.
Yeah.
Tuchel has really turned this team around.
I know. I want to see how it carries on into next season, though,
Definitely.
because
Yeah.
this happens and then teams start to kind of like when Wolves first came to the Premier League. They brought this new style of play, fast
Yeah.
paced. Teams didn't know what to do. You give Premier League managers an off season, they already got a counter plan.
Yeah. I think
Yeah, definitely.
Tuchel's coaching style is very Guardiola-esque.
Yeah, I think he's up there. He's up there.
Yeah. They just need to learn how to finish now. That's the
Yeah.
missing puzzle piece.
Just
is
miss a lot
finishing.
of. They do miss a lot of chances, but
Timo, if you're
hey,
watching,
I'm happy.
I believe in you.
Good.
He's
Timo Werner
Timo's
tunes
tuned
into
in.
this podcast.
Last
Hey.
Alright,
interesting
boys.
game.
Let's move on
Uh,
to the Arsenal comeback against West Ham at the weekend. West Ham took a quick 3-goal lead right at the beginning. Arsenal came back, tied it 3-3. What are you guys thinking about that?
How
And I
was Jesse
mean,
Lingard not playing at
technically-
Man United?
That's
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. You know it's true. You know
Dude,
it's
he is playing
No,
unreal.
No, the thing is, yeah,
He's been
playing
class.
unreal. When he was at Man United, he wasn't. It's that loan move that is helping him play like
so it's
that.
Man United's fault.
Could
Oh,
also be
yeah,
his
yeah.
confidence that was low because he wasn't getting minutes.
Yeah,
I guess Ole just needs to leave.
Ole out.
no.
Ole
Ole
out.
out.
But like I was saying,
No, Ole's gonna
technically,
stay.
West Ham
He's
scored
gonna sign
5 out of
Haaland.
6 goals in that game.
Yeah, that was
So-
something else.
Yeah.
That's what I was. I had that in my notes. West Ham beat themselves. But
Yeah, wait.
that was a pretty wild game.
That was.
Mm.
Jesse Lingard has been playing great, though.
Yeah, definitely. He deserves the England call up.
Yeah, he definitely. It's nice to see him get back up there with his confidence. But that will conclude episode 2, boys, of the podcast. We'll be back next week, normally Tuesday or Wednesday. Put the episode out.
It's a big
make sure you
international
drop.
break coming up, right?
Yeah. We'll definitely be going
Yeah.
over that Euro U21 as well. That'll be interesting. Some exciting games at the weekend. All right, boys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Make sure to like,
Peace.
subscribe, and share.